Hi, I'm James Lewis. I run Hive Structural, a small-scale structural engineering business, which I started in April 2025, and it's all going really well. How I got into engineering, I did the classic maths, physics and chemistry A-levels, really loved physics, but wanted something a bit more practical. And then I chose Edinburgh because it was structural engineering with a bit of architecture on the side. I completed my 5-year degree, had a really nice time and loved the city. So got a job in Edinburgh and eventually decided now was the time to set up on my own. My office setup is I'm in my house down by the sea in Portobello. I've got my big curved screen and my laptop on its nice stand I built, and there's my desk. It's pretty standard really. I just work from home, it's just me, so I don't need a lot. I like meeting people because it's domestic scale. The projects are small, sometimes they'll take a day to complete, sometimes a week. And then also I try to keep my projects fairly local. So I cycle to most of my visits, probably as far as North Berwick, along the coast. Human interaction, that's the main thing I enjoy. So the reason that I decided to set up my own business rather than working for another company was the various reasons: work-life balance, being able to control my hours. If it's nice weather, I could suddenly just go out for a swim or a bike ride. But also controlling my own output, quality control. In any company where there's multiple people, there's interfaces. So if you're typically an engineer designs something and a technician draws it, and then maybe someone else will check it. So if I could bring all that into just me, then I know there's not going to be any interface issues. So I use Tekla Tedds a lot of my calculations. I use it on every project. So once I've got to the drawing stage and I'm doing my calculations, then I input all of the loads, and it helps me quickly decide on steel sizes. You can quickly change between the beam sizes to see what works. I guess the main benefit of Tedds is you can rely on it getting the calculations right. As an engineer, when you do a new type of calculation, the first time that you have done a wind loading calculation or the first time you've analysed the masonry wall panel, you should do it by hand so that you understand it properly. You go through it, can take half a day. But then once you've had a real understanding of how it works and the sort of results it gives you, then when you use the software, you'll know if something's gone wrong. And if something's gone wrong, it's because you've put something in incorrectly. It's not because the software is wrong. So you've got that sort of mental check that you can rely on. The calculations that I was talking about by hand that would take half a day, in Tedds, 10 minutes, it's a no-brainer. So in the daytime, I'm a structural engineer, and then outside of that, I do quite a bit of woodwork. I've built the kitchen and utility room, conservatory, and then I've also made a mandolin and a lute. It all comes down to 3 dimensions, Structural engineering involves 3 dimensions, buildings, and seeing how things fit together, making sure the levels are right. So it's the same with woodwork, making sure the joints work, making sure it's all robust, but also pretty. Just want to keep doing what I'm doing, not work too hard, but produce really good quality designs for clients and architects that are happy with it. That's it really, and have a good work-life balance.